All right, today we're diving into a really fascinating framework for self-mastery. It's called the Ouroboros Guide. And honestly, it's a whole new way of looking at how your own beliefs can be the engine for real, tangible change in your life. So let's jump right in. So I want to start with a huge question for you. Can your belief, what you truly, genuinely expect to happen, can it physically change your reality? Now, that might sound a little out there, but the answer is way more concrete than you might think. And it all starts with something I bet you've already heard of. And yeah, you guessed it, it's the placebo effect. We all know the story, right? Someone takes a sugar pill, they believe it's powerful medicine, and boof, their symptoms actually get better. But here's the thing, this isn't just some mental trick. It's a real, measurable, biological event. And for our purposes, it's the perfect scientific doorway into understanding just how powerful our expectations can be. Okay, so what if you could take that power, the power of the placebo effect, and actually use it on purpose, systematically? Well, that's exactly what the Ouroboros Guide is all about. You can think of it like a roadmap, a blueprint for engineering your reality using your own belief as the guide. The whole thing is built on what's called the Ouroboros theory. It sees reality as this self-contained infinite loop, like that ancient symbol of the snake eating its own tail. But, and this is the really crucial part, you're not just stuck running in circles. Your belief is the engine. It's what gives you the power to actually steer the loop in a new direction. And I love this quote because it completely flips the script on self-discovery. It's saying, look, you're not just here to passively find out who you are, as if it's already set in stone. No way. You are an active player. You consciously choose the causes, the beliefs that are going to shape the effects you see in your life. You get to start the domino effect. But to start a journey like this, you're going to need a toolkit. The guide lays this all out like a pyramid that we're going to climb together. So let's start at the very bottom, at the base, with the foundational ideas from levels 0 to 4. These are the absolute essentials for everything that comes next. So the very first tool is just understanding this fundamental split inside all of us. On one side, you've got the known. That's all your past experiences, your comfort zones, the things you're sure about. And on the other side, you've got the unknown, all that future potential, all that uncharted territory. Real growth happens when you start building a bridge between those two worlds. And this is where it gets really cool. The engine that builds that bridge, it's paradox. Now in this system, a paradox isn't some confusing problem you need to solve. It's actually the fuel. It's that creative friction, that tension between two opposite ideas, like where you are now and where you want to be, that literally sparks change and creates something entirely new. Okay, so the philosophy is fascinating, right? But what's actually happening inside your brain when all this is going on? Let's get into biology, because this isn't just an abstract idea. It's a physical process that literally rewires your brain. This is the absolute key takeaway right here. Expectation isn't just a passive thought floating around in your head. It's an active command. When you truly expect something, your brain treats it like an order and sends signals down the exact same neurochemical pathways that real active drugs use. Your belief is, quite literally, a biological event. And this isn't just theory. We can literally see it. These are some of the key neural networks in your brain that light up based on expectation alone. We're talking about your body's natural pain-killing systems, its reward circuits, its mood regulators, all firing up just because you believe something is going to happen. But here's the thing. This power, it cuts both ways. The placebo effect, that's when you expect something good and it leads to healing and positive results. But its dark twin is the nocivo effect. That's when you expect harm. And if you believe something is going to hurt you, your body can create very real, very negative consequences. So the whole game is learning how to use this tool, not become a victim of it. All right, we've got the foundation, we've got the science. Now it's time to actually start climbing. We're moving up the pyramid to levels 5 and 6. This is where we stop just talking about theory and start using some really practical tools for growth. So, level 5 is all about what the guide calls adaptive dynamics. Basically, it's about building your resilience. This is where you proactively use your mind to influence your body. For example, studies have shown you can actually lower your pain levels just by using mental imagery, by picturing yourself healthy and strong. You're basically creating your own placebo effect, completely on demand. And what's the fuel for this whole process? It's something called self-efficacy. It's really just your belief in your own ability to get things done. What's so amazing about it is that it creates this positive feedback loop, this upward spiral. The more you believe you can do something, the easier it is to build a habit. And the stronger the habit gets, the more your belief in yourself grows. It just feeds itself. Then we get to level 6.
And this is where you learn to master that creative tension we talked about. So instead of running away from conflicting ideas, like the need for structure versus the desire for creative freedom, you actually hold both of them in your mind at the same time. You embrace the friction, because it's right there, in that tension, that you get those eureka moments and those incredible breakthrough insights.
Okay, take a breath. We've made it to the summit of the pyramid. We're at levels 7 through 9 now. And this is where everything we've done, all the foundational work, all the practical tools, it all comes together to serve its ultimate purpose.
And what's up here at the top? What's the whole point? Well, it has a name: individuation. This is a big concept from psychology, from Carl Jung, and it's basically the lifelong journey of becoming a whole, complete person by bringing together all the opposite parts of yourself: your logical mind and your intuition, your conscious and your unconscious. So this table here kind of breaks down how this integration thing works across 4 different parts of your life. So if you look at the columns, level 8 is all about fusing those opposites. Take the mental domain, for instance. You work on merging your logic with your intuition. And once you've done that, once you've created that fusion, you can move to level 9, which is where you boil that down into a singular truth, in this case, total mental clarity.
So let's really nail this down. What is this singular truth we've been building towards? It's the very peak of the pyramid. It's the one core value that becomes your North Star, your ethical anchor. And it's not just some nice idea. It's a guide for your actions. It could be connection, or service, or well-being. Whatever it is, it gives your entire life a clear, powerful, unified direction.
Okay, this all sounds pretty high level, right? But how do you actually put it into practice? Well, the guide gives us a tool for that. It's called the cognitive spiral, and it's a simple 4-step loop. You start with a human spark. That's your gut feeling, your intuitive goal. Then you use AI amplification. And by AI here, we mean amplified insight, not robots, to get objective feedback from things like data tracking or coaching. Step 3, you use your human insight to turn that data into a real strategy. And finally, you execute it, get new feedback, and start the loop all over again. It's how you turn a subjective feeling into objective progress.
And this quote, it just perfectly captures the entire philosophy. Reality isn't some fixed prison you're stuck in. It's a spiral you can learn to navigate. And every single bit of internal conflict, every paradox, every piece of tension you feel, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It is the essential raw material you need to build a stronger, more whole version of yourself.
And just like that, we're back where we started, at the beginning of a new loop. Because the Ouroboros reminds us that every ending is really just a new beginning. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. As you get ready to start your next loop, what's it going to be? What core value, what singular truth are you going to choose to guide you?